All right. I was struggling what to come up for what I'm going to talk about today, and then I realized One Piece is something that I want to talk about. So I'm caught up with One Piece. And for the longest, I was one of those people when it was like, bro, One Piece is 9 million hours long, has 9 million chapters. Like, what a monumental task to catch up with One Piece. But then, uh, Corona happened, and I was like, okay, I have so much time. Let me just try to read it. I regret um, binge reading it though, because I think in my mind I was like, gotta catch up, and I was like reading too fast. That's something that I realized in like comic books or manga. I low-key be reading too fast and not really taking in all the art, all the dialogue. Um, so I'm trying to get better at that. But I regret it because I was forgetting a lot of things. I would have to backtrack, search up clips, and be like, okay, what happened here? But anyways, I caught up with One Piece. I feel like it peaked. Okay, the Luffy versus Lucci fight. Holy crap, that was awesome. Because you could feel like, oh my god, like, is there a journey about to come to an end here? The stakes were so high. Um, Zoro taking Luffy's pain. That was awesome. Zoro's a freaking beast. What else happened? Chopper's backstory. People sleep on Chopper's backstory. And, well, it's probably because, like, Oda has just made him, like, into a stuffed animal. Usopp standing up for the Mary. I low-key felt like that was a little bit uncharacteristic of Luffy, though. How Luffy, like... I thought Luffy would also be fighting for the Mary just like Usopp. But... Arlong, Nami, that was good. Zoro's thing was like... It was good. It wasn't, like, crazy good. It was good, though, when he fought Mihawk. What else? The whole, saving Ace... Because that was, wasn't that, like, the whole story arc similar to, like, Dante's Inferno? Or, like, the hero's journey, where, like, he basically goes all the way down to hell, which is, like, impelled down, comes all the way up, he's gained power, he's gained experience, he freaking tanked Magellan's poison, and then he's like, okay, now I'm gonna save Ace. Boom, it all goes wrong. Blackbeard, I like how Luffy and him are, like, basically their ideals as a pirate is so counter to each other. But anyways, I guess, like, after the time skip though, Luffy sort of felt less human. Like, pre-time skip, the stakes were so awesome. Like, you could feel like, I don't know if Luffy's gonna win. Now, it's like, bro, Luffy is gonna win. After post-time skip, he became, like, a little too OP. The Kaido fight was so buns. It was just like, oh, I'm gonna get knocked down, get revived. Boom, I'm gonna get knocked down, get revived. Boom, I'm gonna finally beat Kaido. Because I got knocked down for, like, the 9 millionth time, and then I got, like, a power boost. But then, like, you always could feel or tell that Luffy was gonna win. Same thing with the Katakuri fight. And see, like, I didn't fully understand this when I was, like, speed reading it. But, like, the fact that Katakuri was, like, low-key letting him catch up to beat him, bro, that's so lame. That's so lame. To me, that's so freaking lame. But Katakuri as a character and his design was fire. So I guess, like, after the time skip, Luffy, it used to be like Zoro and Luffy battling for number one. Right now, I think I got Zoro. But Luffy dropped off when he became, like, more than human. He basically, like, became a god. And yeah, I mean, he's like the sun god. And that's why after that, after the time skip, when it sort of, like, fell off, I was like, man, is One Piece overrated? Because there's so many people saying like One Piece is like the greatest thing ever. I don't know if it's the greatest thing ever because Attack on Titan was awesome. Code Geass was awesome. I have a Berserk shirt. I'm not sure this. Oh, I can't see. But I have a Berserk shirt, and it's the same thing where like, is Berserk overrated? Because the middle of Berserk, and maybe I'm also suffering from the speed reading thing. I'm like, bro, the middle of Berserk was sort of buns, man. Like, the other people they introduced. That church girl, her story was like, okay. Isidro, dude, what? Like, I don't care about Isidro. The witch girl, she's okay. But the story shines when it's Guts, Griffith, and Casca. That is like freaking awesome. The beginning, the Band of the Hawk, the freaking God Hand when Griffith did like the super bad stuff. That was so awesome. And then the middle is like, okay, Guts is just basically training. He's fighting the monster of the week and just getting stronger to chase and beat Griffith. And then, right when they finally made it about Guts and Casca, dude, that was so awesome when they were like putting the pieces of her broken mind and heart back together. That was so awesome. And then the author died, dude. Rest in peace, man. Right when it started to get peak, like it was. That sucks. But yeah, that's why I was thinking like, is Berserk overrated? Because I'm like, guys, did you read the middle parts of Berserk? It was whatever. But anyways, back to One Piece. So I was like, man, is it overrated? Because these initial post timeskip is like, bro, this is a little boring. But then it got really fire with, okay, Odin's backstory. Odin, Kuma, Loki, and now Soul King Brook. See, now that Luffy has become a god and he's become less interesting, the other characters are starting to shine more. Zoro, he's super goated because he's just a guy with a sword. He doesn't need freaking powers. He's just gonna pull up with his swords. Odin, awesome, dude. Oda shines when he fleshes out these characters, gives them such good emotional backstories. Kuma, oh my god, that Kuma story was awesome. Like, I wanted to freaking cry. I think I did. And I want a card of Kuma. I don't know why they haven't made him a manga card on the trading card game. Loki, dude, that was freaking amazing. That was amazing. I used to hate him, like, and that's by design. He wants us to think like, man, this guy's just like a cocky, mean guy, like Freak Loki or Loki. And then you find out like why he feels that way. And bro, when they killed Loki's mom, that was jacked up. And then the Soul King Brook, I've been waiting for Brook to get his shine because like he cut Big Mom with his awesome swordsmanship. And then Laboon, we touched on Brook a little bit, and the Laboon story was so awesome. Now we're finally getting more Brook, and it's just awesome. Like, we get to see Brook, like, who he was before. And I don't know, I'm really excited. But I think, like, this is just my whole roundabout way of saying One Piece isn't totally overrated. Maybe it's rated just where it needs to be. Same with Berserk. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why when something gets popular, I sort of fall off or I pull away from the massive fandom. Like Spider-Man. Dude, Spider-Man, well, that's everyone's OG GOAT. I was watching the Tobey Maguire. That was the Spider-Man I grew up with, and I was like, bro, this guy's goated. The design is awesome. Spider-Man's just awesome. Then I sort of fell off, and now that he's like a massive, he's always been Marvel's GOAT, but now the Spider-Verse. I haven't seen the Spider-Verse movies. Now that I'm getting into comic books, I haven't even picked up like Spider-Man comic books because I think I'm like, I don't know why I don't want to go where the crowd is going. Even though like I do want to find out more about Spider-Man. But yeah. I guess. Well, I mean that's weird because Absolute Batman, I hopped right into that. And that's where the crowd is right now, especially in comics. But I think it's because like I've had previous experience with Spider-Man that I was like, oh, I don't want to go back. Because I think I'm someone that like doesn't like to reconsume or revisit media. I don't really rewatch shows. I don't really rewatch movies. I don't really reread books. I'm like a one and done type of guy. I don't know why. I think because my mind is like, okay, on to the next, on to the next. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm learning that it is okay to like revisit and reappreciate. But yeah, I think that's it for today.